We have a monetary system that is built upon the principles of dishonest weights and measures described in the Torah. And that same principle has been used throughout every empire, going all the way back to Nimrod's Babylon. And I document that in our book, Money and Wealth in the New Millennium. And that has been one of the things that are always present. That and war, financial crises and war, have always been present in the overturning of an empire and the moving into and transitioning into a new empire. And we are at the end of this current world financial system. That's why the shaking is going on out there. Going all the way back to 87, you had a stock market shake, and then 94 you had Mexico collapse, basically, because of the monetary system. And then in 97 you had a whole region in Asia, and then just here in 2001 you had the NASDAQ collapse, and then in 2008 we had the subprime mortgage crises collapse the mortgage industry. And we have to understand that the reason that happened was because of the use of dishonest weights and measures in the monetary system. And so all gold does, as far as that goes, is you're just taking your money, your wealth that you have in paper now, and you're moving it into something outside of that collapsing debt-based paper system. And so it's not about making money, it's about preserving your wealth outside that system. And with central banks around the world and governments working together to try to inflate their way out of this thing, in other words, they're just going to print money, that is going to cause the value of the purchasing power of the paper currencies to go down, and the price of everything going up. And so if for no other reason, whether there's going to be food shortages or not, getting some food now while it's cheaper is not a bad investment or a bad place to put your money. Getting your money out of paper and into something tangible that's going to maintain its value is a good way to go right now. So,
Norm, let me jump in and ask you this.
Sure.
Because I've wondered this. We've been printing money like crazy. It's absurd. How has the government been able to hold off this massive hyperinflation to this point?
That's an excellent question. A lot of that has to do with supply-side economics, because supply-side economics, a part of supply-side economics is not just lower taxes and things on that order. It's also keeping your supply of products commensurate with the amount of money coming in. And so as far as inflation in the economy, buying and selling in the store and things on that order, although those prices have increased over the course of the years. Where the real inflation has been in all this money printing has been in the investment assets. The stock market bubble that popped, the real estate market bubble that popped. All of that inflation wasn't so much in the economy as it was in the investments. But now what's happening is, as they print the money, and another thing that's kept our money from going through the roof inflation-wise is because foreigners have been buying our debt. And that created a demand for our currency in the form of debt, where they're buying U.S. government bonds and lending us money and so on and so forth. That had kept the inflation down, or the purchasing power, the demand for the dollar up, so inflation didn't take off. However, countries around the world, after this G20 meeting that just happened last week in Seoul, South Korea, basically the bottom line is, and what's coming out of there, and I'm going to talk more about this at the conference this coming Sunday, is that coming out of G20, basically it's every man for himself. And what you're going to see is, you're going to see currency wars where everybody is in a race to devalue their currency. It's going to be a competitive currency devaluation, and that is in the book of Revelation. The third horseman, the black horseman, who carries a pair of scales. Scales always represent the monetary system, and that monetary system of that day produces a situation where a quart of wheat is a day's wages. That is an inflationary economy with pressure on wages. That's what we're coming into right now, as a greater fulfillment, a greater manifestation of the third horseman even today.